So in this video I want to talk about the concept of integrated dribble conditioning, coined by a previous mentor, Al Murdoch, who is absolutely a wizard at this kind of stuff. Integrated dribble conditioning is this idea of going from a jog for 20 to 30 meters as prescribed into a period of dribbling. Again, maybe it's just 10, 20, 30 meters of dribbles, and then back into a jog. The idea with this is in that rehab process, we can go from telling the athlete to go with distinct phases of jog, dribble, jog. That'll help them, well, to start with, they'll distinguish it very bluntly, very contrasting. So it's like they'll think they have a jog technique and a dribble one, and then back to the jog. And then over time, as they get used to the efficiency of dribbling, get used to the physical qualities needed for dribbling, and just over practice of getting better at it, those two things will start to merge, and they'll start to become the same, and they'll start to kind of jog with more of this kind of dribble technique. So quick, shrinking down distances, they'll go from a jog where you might be a bit more sluggish on the ground and a bit more flicky because you're just plodding along the pitch or the track. You jog, dribble, jog. Then the idea is that over time you extend that out to bigger periods and longer distances, and over time the athlete will start to, as they start to train that dribble technique and they start to see and be aware of the differences of going from, oh, that's what jogging feels like and that's what dribbling feels like. Over time, some of that dribble technique will start to bleed and feed into their jogging. So maybe then over time, as they start to jog around the pitch, you actually start to see them a bit bouncier, a bit more knees in front. It might not be a high knee dribble, but they'll be that little bit more efficient on the pitch or in their sport, because they've learned this idea of how to dribble and how that kind of feeds into their running technique. So again, just giving another demo, we want to see distinct periods of jog, dribble, jog. We need a feedback from the athlete on how that felt, and then video footage of what it looks like, specifically in that middle period, but if you can kind of get the transitions too as well, they'll look like jogging, dribbling, jogging. So over time, you will start to see these changes decrease. So one more time, integrated dribble conditioning is going through a period of jog, dribble, jog, and at first it might seem like really clear, distinct phases of those three periods of jog to dribble to jog. Then over time, you actually might not be able to differentiate the two, because it'll kind of just like maybe low dribbling to high knee dribbling to low dribbling. And that's the idea, that we're starting to use this as a tactic to teach and train the efficiency of running and help bleed that and transition that into an athlete's kind of standard or jogging, plodding technique, just to make them that little bit more efficient when they're moving around pitch but not involved in sport, and they're just jogging or getting ready for an action. When looking at these, look at the prescribed reps and prescribed distances for each period. You might go short, so 10 or 20 meters for each period, or you might start to extend that out of 30, 40 meters with a short dribble in between and then longer. Be aware of the prescription on it, and then also be sure to give loads of feedback on this one, because it's very much, as well as it's what it looks like, it's also really